What up, guys? Jay Daniel here. Hope we're all doing well. So, for today's episode of the Sales at Home podcast, we're going to talk about sex. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about marketing.
Nice. Love it. Love it. I am excited about marketing and how to talk about it. Step 3 on how to grow your network is how to market yourself, how to put yourself out there. We've talked about, how to target and how to find your target audience. We've talked about your value proposition. And now I think is one of the most important parts. And that's marketing, putting yourself out there. People say, "Oh, Vic, I know who I want and I know what I bring to the table, but nobody's coming to me. I'm not getting any conversations. I'm not getting any calls booked. I'm not getting any interviews." Like, well, how are you putting yourself out there? How are you marketing? I think it's going to be a good episode.
Yeah. Oh, no, 100%. I think a good place for people to start is, and if you haven't seen episodes 1 and 2, I don't know what you're doing here. Go back. Episode 2, episode 1. So, once you figured out who you want to work with and you've packaged, you kind of have that package in your head, right? Of how you're presenting yourself and the value that you're bringing to people based on your own unique skill set. Maybe you're good at sales. Maybe you're good at setting appointments. Maybe you're good at marketing, right? You just understand the value you bring to them. Once you understand that value, how are you going to market it, right? And so this is understanding where these people hang out. If you're in the internet marketing industry, probably in Facebook groups. I'm just saying, There's probably a Facebook group where you're going to be able to find them, right? So that's number 1. Figure out where they are. Maybe they're on LinkedIn. Maybe they're in-person events, right? Figure out where they are. Once you know where they are, right? Now you have the foundation for your marketing plan, right? Now it's how do you create sales calls, right? Interviews, or whatever, however you want to say it. How do you create opportunity where by you speaking to somebody, you're able to convert them, right, to somebody that you're working with, right? And so that's going to be what the actual marketing piece consists of. So, Victor, run them through that process.
The biggest thing, and if you take nothing away from this episode but this statement, the biggest thing when it comes to marketing yourself is consistency. Now, I'm not talking about every single day, 3 times a day, point towards the east and all that stuff. No, I'm not saying you have to be that crazy with it. You don't even have to post every day. And I know that's a big shocker to some of the big gurus and all this stuff out there, but you don't even have to post every day. But if you're consistent 3 to 4 posts a week, you're consistent in the right places, then people are going to see you. They're going to know who you are. They're going to get to know who you are. What is the whole purpose of marketing? It's to attract, right? To get people to know you so that way you can put yourself out there, so that you can put your value proposition out there, right? So if you're not putting yourself out there, people can't see you, then they don't know you exist. Now, like I said, it doesn't mean that you have to be out there every single day, but you definitely shouldn't be out there once a week. Get out there as much as you can, be consistent with it as much as you can be out there. But also when you're putting content out, and that's what I mean by get out there, put content out, talk to people, get in DMs, have conversations, but make sure that what you put out is quality.
Oh, and let's talk about what quality is.
Yes.
Right? Because quality when you're working with high schoolers, right, is very different than quality if you're working with the corporate executive.
Yes.
Right? And so understanding, right? Because let's say that, okay, so here's the thing, right? Understanding what your ideal client or the people that you want to work with, understanding exactly what they want and look for, and somebody that they're looking to step into the position that you can fill in allows you to brand and not manipulate, but be able to control perception.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Finagle the market.
Finagle the market. Yo, yeah. Right? Because and it's not even that bad. Think about it, right? If a business owner is looking for somebody, let's say somebody owns a Shopify, they own a coaching company, they help people build Shopify stores, right? What are they looking for in a rep that they would bring on to sell that coaching for Shopify stores? Well, you probably need to be able to have a conversation. You probably need to understand people who've worked in a 9-to-5. You probably need to be able to manage yourself, view what you're doing as a business, be confident, have empathy, know how to ask questions, right? You probably need to have these traits. You probably need to understand human psychology. So if you can put out content that in their head, they start to get the image of, oh, okay, Jay Daniel, Victor is probably competent in these areas. Now, by the time they talk to you, they already have a perception of, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. And guess what? They're going to assume, they're not going to ask you about this, or this. And they're probably going to say, hey, let's work together, right? Your chance of it is going to go up by a million times, right?
Even
Because
if you know nothing about Shopify.
yes, you know nothing. If you do know something about Shopify, that does help, and it does help
Mm-hmm.
when you're branding. But if you don't, that you don't need, it's not the end all be all, right?
Right.
I'm on an offer for like YouTube, like automation, post stuff without your face. Like I've had a YouTube channel, so I can actually talk to some of the clients, like, yo, like, CPMs, here's how it works. But I've never made some channel where you don't see my face and it's just kind of cool, like clickbaity stuff. I've never done that,
Mm-hmm.
and but you don't need to, because it's more so about, like, there's a million things that they're looking for, right? You just need to fill in those holes better than everybody else they're talking to. It's not about what's on the job application.
What's up, guys? This video is brought to you by Shady Rays, the company where I get these blue light glasses and all of my sunglasses, as well as these blue ray glasses here. Right now, for listeners of Sales at Home podcast, you get $20 off your first order at shadyrays.com. And the link is in the bio. Go right now and get yourself some Shady Rays. They are amazing blue light glasses, really great sunglasses as well. They also have prescription glasses there for you to order as well. Right now, for our listeners, like I said, go to our link in the bio and get yourself some Shady Rays right now, $20 off your first order. See ya. Oh yeah.
Right.
And we kind of brushed on this last week. I mean, there's a reason why marketing is number 3, right? Like you said, you understand your target market, and then you understand what they value, and then you brand yourself accordingly, right? So if I know that they want someone who can communicate well, I'm going to put out as much content communicating as I can. I'm going to jump on podcasts. I'm going to have video conversations. I'm going to shoot a lot of video, live video. I'm going to put my face out there communicating as much as possible so people can see me and hear me. People sleep on the video. They sleep on stories, right? Post stories of you talking, post stories of you interacting with people, post video of you discussing a subject or discussing a topic. Those key things there will change the game from someone who's probably maybe on paper better qualified than you, but they're not as vocal as you are. They're not as consistently putting out content in that way as you are. They're not marketing like you are. And
The
you think,
squeak,
okay,
the
go ahead.
squeaky. I forget the saying. It's like the squeaky wheel gets the grease, something like that,
Yep,
right?
that's
Like,
exactly it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And you
like
know what's funny? It's like when it comes to your brand and marketing, people think, oh, yeah, I have to make this whole big brand like the Ninja Closer, right? And I've got to come up with a name and a website, and I've got to, like, come up with a persona and do this whole thing. And while that may work for you, it may not. But it's not necessary. If you
at
know
all.
why you're doing it, and if you're doing it for a purpose and you're doing it for a specific reason, like you want to build businesses out of it or whatever, great. But as the everyday salesperson, you don't need it. You got to realize from the jump, you're marketing when you're not saying something.
Exactly. And I want to add to this too, because, like, people think branding and marketing is like you're pretending to be something you're not. That's not it at all.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not that you're pretending to be something that you're not. It's that you are showing the best version of yourself in the area that they give a shit about,
Mm-hmm.
right? If they don't give a shit about it, why would you tell them? If I'm making a presentation to a client, if I'm pitching an offer, right? If they want coaching, they need coaching. Why am I going to talk about the Facebook group? Why? It has nothing to do with them, right? They want to know, can this solve my problems? And if you just talk about in your content, or show in your content or in your conversations or in your interactions, that you can solve the problems they have, right, if you give them light bulb moments, right, they will assume that you can solve the problem that they have. Why do people have interviews? They're seeing if you can solve the problem that they have. You ever have somebody book in a sales call and say, I want to interview different companies to see who can help me? Why are they doing that? They're trying to see if you can help them. But if they knew what would help them, they would have already solved it, right? So they have a whole
Mm-hmm.
different concept. But that's why you like they're not going to be able to figure that out. So you need to basically help them come to that conclusion, right? And this is where this is, if you're trying to get a sales role, especially because maybe you're listening to this and you don't want a sales role, like if you want a sales role, especially,
Yeah.
Like, yo, like your sales call is that interview. It's before the interview. It's the engagement. It's the interaction. Like these are your
Yeah.
leads, and you need to build a marketing machine. But okay, we've both been closers before, right? If you're looking to get into a closer gig, what do you look for? Marketing, leads
Mhm.
that are warmed up. You're looking for a marketing machine to where when you first talk to somebody, they're not like, yeah, I don't know why I'm here, but I want more information. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about you. Fuck off. I'm not making a decision. You don't want to talk to those people. You
Yeah.
want them to already know, like, hey, these guys are cool. I've been watching your stuff for a while. I really want to change. You always talk about that in your videos. That's who you want to talk to, right? So
Hmm.
you need to emulate that and have your own marketing system where your leads, right, people that you want to work with, you're able to create that effect. You're able to warm them up with your content and just with your brand of what you're putting out. And like I can't give you a dollar if I don't have it, right? Like if you don't have something, you can't pretend to have it. But if
Yeah.
you do have it, like fucking flaunt it, especially if it's what they want. Like,
Yeah.
that's the game.
And it's, what's great about marketing and being a salesperson and finding an offer with marketing, it's like things flow smoothly. you know the leads come smoother, the closes come smoother, the job it's fun, right? Because you get to
Yep.
get on there and close people who want it, who can pay for it, who know what's going on, who know how to take it. You know what I mean? And so you're absolutely right. That translates to us trying to find a gig, because that business owner is now the consumer and they're trying to consume our product. But if they don't know about the product, they don't know what the product stands for, they're having to kind of like fish around for who does what. Like they're not gonna buy, right? So you're gonna get on that interview and have to make something up and have to make up a conversation. Whereas if they know who you are and they're versed with who you are, it's so much easier on the interview. I left the job and 12 hours later, not even, I got offered another job.
It's getting paid. Sorry,
I
continue.
got I got offered another job from somebody who I didn't apply for. I didn't, put out a bunch of content geared toward, but he knows who I am based on my brand, based on my marketing that I've done. And he said, "Hey, I like you. Here's the offer." We got on a call. We didn't even have an interview. He just talked me through what his problems and issues were, and I gave him some suggestions. And he's like, "Cool, I want to bring you on to help you fix those things."
Yep. And
That's
guys,
marketing.
yep, and guys, like this is a pretty influential client. Like, they manage I work with them. They manage millions of dollars of different like that's the power of really really creating that. And to add to that as well, because like we're talking about interviews. Actually continue your point. Continue your point.
Yeah.
And with mine.
So with that, it's like that translates to, if I'm on a sales call for a company, right? And a person comes in and they say, "Oh yeah, I've seen you guys. I know what's going on. Like I really like what you're doing. This is my problem." I get to then pitch them suggestions and then they buy. You see how that works? It's a
Yep.
mirror of what it should look like. So if you're like, "Oh, I want a job with good leads, with a good marketing budget and all those things," then you need to have that as well, because you
100%.
attract what you get, right? So if you're like,
100%.
"I'm getting these poor offers and I'm not like getting anywhere. I'm getting these offers that don't have any marketing, who the owner sucks and the leads are poor," like all of these things that you complain about and closers complain about. Well, what are you
Yep.
putting out there?
Yep.
What is your
Oh, bro,
marketing?
bro, and here's the thing. Here's what the good people don't understand. And I kind of talked about it a second ago, but like think about this. Have you ever in your life been chased with a decision where you have to choose between a number of different things? You pick one, and it turns out you picked the wrong one?
Mhm.
Who's done that? Everybody. What does that mean? This business owner, this godlike creature from another planet that you can't see, like it's a human being and they fuck up all the time. How do they know that they're picking the best possible thing to put them in the best position to be successful? They
They don't.
probably don't. They're making the best like guess that they can make, but that's why you have to understand and know them better than they know themselves, right? And the reason that's important is because let's be honest. You talk to 100. Let's say you're interviewing for a sales rep, right? If you talk to 100 different people, what are the chances that one guy is going to 1%, right?
Mm.
Statistically speaking, Then you have variances like what makes him different than everybody else, experience,
Right.
right? So unless you have a shit ton more experience, you're way more charismatic. You're like everybody in your network knows them, and you're super. Unless you're 10 heads above everybody else, bro. If you look anything like the rest of them, your chance of getting is 1%.
Yep.
It's extremely low. And then
Yep.
there's people that aren't even that good, but they're friends with them in their network that they may pick just because they're cool with them or they had a better
Mhm.
conversation with them. So your chance of getting a gig at any point in time is extremely low. Even if you're the best fitted for the role, because the best fitted doesn't mean the most experience. I'm sure you've all seen somebody jump on a role who has experience that sucked, and somebody that
Right.
knows experience that absolutely crushed it, right? You can
Yeah.
be the best fit in the world for the gig, everything's perfect, right? Doesn't mean they're going to pick you. So your job is to be able to communicate that you're the best person for the spot, right?
Mhm.
Right? And it's funny because that's literally that's just sales in general.
Yeah.
When how many people have you ever been on an offer or any kind of like biz op or any kind of opportunity where you're talking to people that say I've been burned before, I invested money here, didn't work. Guess what? They probably spoke to 10 people. They really thought about it. They made the best decision they thought they were gonna make. They fucked up, you know? People are trying to get to another level. And when you get to that other level, right, you've probably never been there,
Yeah.
right? If they haven't been to that next level, how are they going to make the perfect decision for the rep that's going to get them there? They're not. So it's about who's the most confident and who's the most able to communicate to them, maybe direct communication or like sub communication, like, whatever, right? Who's able to get them to believe that they are the best fit for the role, you know?
Yeah.
That's what's going to set you apart.
Yeah. And okay. So here we are. We're talking about marketing and we're doing what everybody else does when they talk about marketing. We're like, post, be charismatic, like all these things. We're putting out all this information, but that's not all we do at the Sales at Home podcast. We break it down, right? And we're going to break this down because that's what we've been doing through this networking series. We've been breaking it down to the simplest form and letting you guys understand it.
That's
So
it.
here's a marketing plan for you. I want you to sit down and say, okay, what makes great marketing? Let's look at some of the best companies. You can say Nike, you can say, whatever other company you want to say. I got Nike in my head because I'm seeing your sweater.
Just
All
do
right.
it.
So we got Nike, right? What is their overall arching theme? They sell shoes and sportswear, right? So I know that when I go to Nike, that's what I'm going to get. So sit down
Yep.
and say, okay, what is my overarching theme? How do I gear the rest of my content, the rest of my persona, the rest of my outreach into an overarching theme? Say, I want to be a sales savant. So I'm going to talk about handling objections, right? So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work out. All right, this week, I'm going to work on the spousal objection. I'm going to write 3 different posts about the spousal objection. Okay, 3 different long forms. I'm going to put 3 short form questions in. I'm going to throw some memes in if I can about the spousal objection. And I'm going to just structure content for this week all about spousal objection. Next week, I'm going to talk about the money objection and do the exact same thing. Build it out for a month, right? Sit down, take a couple of days, build that out for a month and say, okay, this is my overarching theme. I'm going to talk about objections. Now, what have you done? You've put yourself a marketing machine together that says, this is my overarching theme. I'm going to talk about objections. I'm going to be that sales guy that focuses on objections or mindset or morning routines or like whatever you want to do to kind of make yourself noticeable, right? And then
Yep.
you say, okay, I've got this overarching theme. I've got different forms of content. So I'm going to put out videos and short forms and long forms and memes. And I'm just going to schedule these posts around my overarching theme. And then once I find who my target is, I figure out what they value and I change my value proposition to fit what they need and market towards that. So now it's not just objections, it's some of their common objections, or it's some of the things that people would object to in their business, or wait, or say it's a biz op. And you're like, what are common biz op objections? So now you're working through marketing towards a certain thing. So you've come from this broad, here's my target, to do they value, to now I'm marketing towards a certain thing. And what you've done there is you've made yourself invaluable. you've put yourself in the expert tier, right? Because people are going to look at you and they're going to say, wow, this guy really knows what he's talking about. Or even if you don't really know what you're talking about, and that's the best part about marketing. Even if you don't really know what you're talking about, the fact that you're talking about it so much makes people think you know what you're talking about.
I want to add to this too, because like the more you engage with the people that you want to work with, the better, right?
Yeah.
There's this factor of know, like, and trust. Like, if somebody has 7 interactions with you, like if somebody has like 7 hours, and this is a big number, but if somebody has like 7 hours of interaction consuming your content, reading about, or at least just 7 times where they see your shit, right? And I think now in marketing, it's like 60 impressions somebody sees of you to really trust you. But like the more they see your name and you out there, the more they trust you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you're just creating that. So there's content where you're teaching something and there's content where you're just asking a question, right? Like, hey guys, uh, hey sales or hey ecom business owners, like uh, a friend of mine in this space mentioned that their most common objection whenever they're trying to coach clients is, let's say a coach is for ecom, whatever, right? The most common objection they hear is like money. What's the most common objections that you're having? Right? That's engaging the audience. And you can even have conversations in the replies of those posts with them to further engage them. That's a segue into like inboxing them and booking in a meeting, right? Or you can just continue the conversation and get those 7 like touch points, right? And so like there's so much you could do with those posts, right? You're engaging with them, they're telling you all these different things. You could take a screenshot of the problem that they had and you can use that for your next piece of content. Hey guys, so Jessica mentioned that she was struggling with this objection, with ecom business owners. I want to walk you guys through how to fix it because
Mm-hmm.
this is something I know a lot of you struggle with because like she even mentioned it. Or you could reach out to her and instead of having an interview, you could say, hey, are you open to doing a 10-minute clip where we actually break that down? Are you open to a 10-minute coaching call real quick? And when we break down how to handle that objection, I'm not going to charge you anything. I'm just asking, can I record it so I can go live in the group with it? Or can I record it? I can post it in the group. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're just adding a whole bunch of value to these people, and you're creating content with them. Like you're garnering so much trust. And if that's in a community, you do that for a while and you're going to be in such a good spot and you'll just have unlimited opportunities, right? So
Yeah.
that's the game played at that level. And if you want to like just front load a lot of your content, Victor was talking about like, hey, like this objection, like, yo, take a day, take like 6, 7, 8 hours, write out a list of all the different topics that you could make content around, and just make it in one big video. Like literally, like, or just turn on your camera, like right, like I'm on Windows, so I have a little camera icon on the bottom. Click the camera icon. Yes, I have a touchscreen. Like, and just play the 2-minute video and teach it, and then make another video and teach it and show it, and just make all your content in one go. Pre-schedule it on YouTube. You could pre-schedule content built in. On Facebook, you just go on Hootsuite or some kind of like free or very low price like app to post for you, right? And
You can do it
like
on Facebook too.
yeah, even better. Look at that.
Yeah.
And so literally, like, fuck, I always manually post on Facebook. That's good. Um, or use Hootsuite, but no. So like literally, bro, like if you front load it, now you're consistent for 90 days no matter what, and now you can post 2, 3, 4 times a day, right? Some crazy life events happen. You have content scheduled for the next 90 days. You're having interactions. You're having people post in there. And now all you gotta do is just open Facebook and oh, this person responded, this person responded. Open your YouTube. Oh, this person commented, this person commented. Wherever your marketing plan says you're gonna be posting, because it's not just Facebook, right? It's not
Yeah.
just YouTube. It's not just LinkedIn. It's wherever the people are hanging out and they're gonna engage with you, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know how good this stuff works in in-person events too, bro. If you're talking to somebody in person, it's so much better because they trust you more. You're actually in person, dude.
Yeah.
If you're talking to a business owner in person and you're like, you know what? I always hear people talking about this like spouse objection, or I always hear people talking about like a low show up rate, or I always hear people talking about this. Like, here's what you do. And I always tell them, isn't that so obvious? They're gonna be like, whoa, this guy really knows what he's doing in that department. They're gonna assume that.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna assume it, and like right there, bro. Like they won't even. They'll be surprised. Like, really work for me? How about like a partnership? I could give you equity. Like we could do this. It's not like, and I don't want to say it's that easy, but like you will find a lot of opportunities if you just understand who you're helping and what they value.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. So I just
And
went on a rant. But that's
I
the
can
attitude.
hear people, I can hear people saying it now, like, well, I don't really know that much about anything. So how can I provide value? How can I market myself in one area? I don't know that much.
YouTube. Sorry.
Honestly, you engage. And the more you engage, if you engage with a theme in mind, you engage with a topic at hand, like this is my overarching theme, my overarching goal, you start to
Mm-hmm.
learn so much by talking to
Yep.
people. And the comments section of your posts are vital because that's
Yep.
where people see you moving. Anybody can DM in silence, right? Real G's move in silence like lasagna. But like everybody sees that. Nobody sees that, but everybody sees those comments, right? Everybody
Yep.
sees how you move and how you respond to people, how you interact, how you speak, like your train of thought, like all of that. So when it comes to marketing yourself, remember everything you do is marketing. So if you don't comment, you don't reply, you don't post, you don't, like and I'll subscribe to Sales at Home podcast. That's marketing, right?
That's
That's your
blasphemy.
marketing.
How dare you even bring that up? Not
That is your marketing.
not comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. That's literally like how you market yourself. And like that's the game, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
literally that's the entire game. Like going with your point, I had one point but I forgot.
Yeah. So I think that to keep it simple, it's like everything you do is showing somebody who's potentially going to be your next boss what you're worth, right? We talked about value and how value is perceived, but not perceived by you, is perceived by the people who are looking at you. So if I know that and now it's something that has, been ingrained in my head, I'm going to make sure that what they see is valuable. And how can I do that? I have to market myself well. I have to put myself
Yeah.
out there.
Oh, bro, you want to hear the best way to market yourself too? Because everybody thinks they have to be the expert.
Yeah.
If you're brand new, you're brand fucking new, right? Dude, this is literally what I did, bro. I posted a video on YouTube, not even Facebook. And on YouTube, I was like, hey guys, I'm brand new to sales 3 years ago. I'm brand new to sales. I'm going to make 10 grand a month, 6 figures from home. Sell at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just made a video like that. And guess what? People started watching it. And I had a shit ton of views on it. And then I was like, you know what? I didn't even I did this by accident, bro. I said, you know what? I need to be consistent. I'm at a point in my life where I need to make more money and train and just fucking transform, just got out of a relationship, all this stuff, right? And so I was like, I'm just gonna post every day. I'm gonna post every single day, and I use that as a catalyst for like kind of my transformation. Document it. One day I can look back on it. It'd be kind of funny, right? Post it every day. Dude, the amount of people that fucking knew me from those posts that I put every day, I didn't even think about. I literally had once I had somebody, bro. She was like, I've seen all 155 videos on your YouTube channel. And I'm like, who are you? What do you mean? It's like, how's the family? I'm like, I don't know you, right? And it's like this person would trust you with their life savings. You don't even know them, right? And here's the beauty of it. Because if you want to position yourself for business owners, right? Dude, in the groups, in the Facebook groups or the communities or LinkedIn, wherever these people are, if you start and literally position yourself as a new guy, but the best version of the new guy, hey, what's up, guys? So I recently got into sales. I'm gonna make 6 figures. I'm super committed to the process. I'm hungry. I'm gonna document this whole journey. Hey guys, I just did a 2 hour freaking role play with Victor on this specific objection. I'm looking for people to role play with. Let me know. If I do shit like that for like 6 months, bro, by the time I'm actually good and I'm looking for a gig, especially if I added a bunch of business owners beforehand, how hard is it going to be to get a gig? These people are
Not
hiring
hard.
people. These people are literally hiring people that aren't even doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like 99% of the people that get hired don't even do the bare minimum in this space. I know I made up the stat, but I'm sure it's accurate. Like literally, like bro, nobody does the everybody at most does the bare minimum, very few people exceed that, and even less people are excellent. Not in terms of results, but in terms of like execution and work ethic. Because if you have execution and work ethic, you improve, 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 right? And you're at the top, right?
Yeah.
If you just come at it from the approach of I'm brand new, but like you're consistent and you can even see your growth and progression as you're posting that content, dude, everybody's gonna want it, bro. What? Number one, you're showing that you're consistent by posting every single
Mhm.
day. You're showing you're committed to the process. Again, you're posting every single day. Like you're not afraid to get uncomfortable. You have communication, persuasion skills, and the more you talk on camera, the better you get at communicating. Oh
Mhm.
my God. What do you need to be good? What do you need to make money with sales? Know how to communicate. Oh wow. So I'm killing six birds with one stone. Yes.
Mm.
Right. And
You're
so
showing growth.
yeah, dude. So like you have a growth mindset. You're,
Yeah.
you're you're actively growing in front of them, dude. Now the owners are cheering for you, bro.
Yeah.
Even if they don't have a gig, they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, who do you think is gonna come to mind when somebody says, "Do you know a sales guy that needs a gig?"
Yeah.
Who's gonna come to mind? You are, because you're
Yeah.
posting your shit every day. I did
That
it.
is that is the only time where it is acceptable to be like, hey guys, I'm brand new, is when you're like, hey, I'm brand new. I'm going to make it. I'm going to document every ounce of this journey, and I want you guys to come
Yep.
along with me. And then you're consistent in doing that. That is the
Yep.
only time where I would say, hey,
Only
say,
in
oh
day
yeah,
one.
brand new. Yeah.
Only in day one. By day
Yeah.
two, don't even
You're
talk
not
about
brand new.
it. You're
Yeah.
in the game. Yeah, you
Yep.
you already opened the door. Like
Yep.
you open the door. What's up, guys? I'm here. The next day, what? Like you already said that. Stop.
Yeah.
Right? Like now you're just on your grind. I think people
Yep.
need to understand the difference because a lot of people what they do is they start things. They're really good at starting, but they can't seem to last more than 2 days.
Yeah.
No, you got to start. You got to make your declaration and set your intention. You got to show up every fucking day, right?
Yeah.
But if you do that, like yo, like
Yeah.
you're good. You know, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's like, okay, I'm telling myself I'm gonna run a marathon and I need to practice, right? Today's the
yeah,
first day. I'm brand new to running. I'm new to running. Tomorrow,
yeah,
I ran yesterday. I'm a pro at this. I'm gonna go do it. I may not be where I want to be, but I'm better than I was yesterday. So I'm not new
right,
anymore. And so a
right,
lot of people will come on these in these sales groups and they'll be like, hey, I'm new to sales, blah, 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 yada, 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 looking for a gig, blah, blah. No, stop
yep,
saying you're new. Like you're not new. You're just shooting yourself in the foot. You're
yep,
actively trying to find sales gig. You're not new to sales.
yep. No, dude, if you literally made that video 10 days ago, like, why are you saying you're new? Yo, for the
Yeah.
last 10 days, I've been fucking like you're showing the traits that they
Yeah.
want. I've been grinding. I have a freaking mastermind group that I'm started. I role play every day with these people. I was on these 2 gigs. I'm looking for this. I've had these experiences with this. Like, be interesting, you know? Like
Yeah.
forget about the whole I'm new thing, because now they're like, I don't care. If somebody says I'm brand new, what do you think? I gotta take this person. Oh, this person
Yeah.
can't even provide for. Like when I hear brand new, I think of a baby. What do you think of babies? Oh, they're gonna shit themselves, and I gotta fix it. Like I can't leave them alone. They're gonna fuck something up. They're unreliable. Like
Too
that's what
much
people think when.
responsibility.
Yeah, that's what people think when you say I'm new, right? So like if you do say I'm new, you need to understand those objections are coming to their mind, and you need to handle
Mm-hmm.
them, right? So I'm new. I've been here for 6 months, if you even want to call that new, because some people are in it for 6 months and they're not doing shit. Some people have been doing something for 20 years, they're not doing shit, same results. Some people are in it for 3 months and they're crushing it. It's because of
Mm-hmm.
the way they're acting, right? Let me tell you how I've been acting, right? You pre-handle all of those objections that you created in their mind, but really they already have the objections associated to the word of somebody who's new, right? And
All
that's
based
another thing.
on their marketing.
Right. And that's part of understanding the person you're working with. Yo,
Yeah.
you need to understand that they've probably worked with 100 people that are brand new and they were flops. So as soon as you say they're new, they're thinking of that person. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, everybody else got a certification too. You must be a piece of shit. Like they're thinking that, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're setting appointments and you're calling people that have been on 100 sales calls, which is most clients in a biz op space, because they've been hit very hard for the last 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Like you need to understand that that's in their mind. You need to diffuse it. Hey, dude, everybody wants to fucking sell you something. I say don't buy anything unless you feel like it's gonna work.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would a little nugget as far as that goes. I would go as far as to say, don't ever tell someone you're new unless they ask.
Yeah.
And don't ever tell someone what sales training you took unless they ask.
100%.
understand the market, understand who you're talking to. So say for instance, I was in Sales Mentor. Let's pick on Sales Mentor because they're dead, right? Let's say I was in Sales Mentor and I'm going to find a job. If I
Yeah.
don't know for 100% fact that company works with Sales Mentor grads and loves Sales Mentor and eats everything that Sales Mentor puts out and drinks their bathwater, I'm not going to mention Sales Mentor.
Especially the bathwater part.
You
Almost,
know what I
almost as
mean?
good. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to mention it. I'm not going to mention it at all because it's irrelevant. My training is irrelevant. My where I went to school is relevant. It's like going to an interview and being like, "Oh yeah, I graduated from San Diego, no, California College, San Diego," and people are like, "So who cares?" Like, do
Yep.
you have a bachelor's degree or not? Right?
Yep. Yep. Oh, and that's a good point too. Understanding what they value, because it's true. Like, understand what they value, but also understand like who your competition is.
Yeah,
Think about how advantageous it would be if you knew all 14 other people that they spoke to, all of their qualifications, and you also knew what this person was looking for in terms of that's an unfair advantage. I can
yeah,
just tell them everything that they're looking for that I have to offer, and I can omit the things that they don't really, want to know. And
yeah.
that's an unfair advantage. So if you can figure out how many people are interviewing with this person, that's why having like a network is important, right? If you have a network, they can even like, hey, yeah, these 14 people, like, dude, like in your role, right? Like, if there were two people in your company in the same role as you, and we have a relationship, you could tell me like, yeah, he's looking for this, and this, or you could just bring me in yourself, right? Like that's the beauty of having a network because it gets you around a lot of these like hurdles that you may run into with an interview. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, just talk about like do your best to understand what they're looking for and present that you can actually bring those things to them and not even like in the interview but dude in your marketing in the content that you're posting every single day because it's going to make your interviews and your conversations so easy and that applies to any industry.
So good. So good. Guys, this has been like a marketing deep dive. And we could go on for 3 more hours talking about marketing because it's
Good.
it's very key to getting gigs. It's very key to keeping good gigs. It's also very key to setting yourself up as a thought leader and as a leader in the space. I mean, you don't really have to. I tell you what, you could have never had a gig, and someone could be like, "Man, I really like that guy. Whatever he says is gold." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It all
it's,
just depends on how you market yourself.
it's supposed to be like a gong where I hit it but it doesn't do that. I'm gonna buy a gong just for the show.
Nice.
Yeah, no, literally, guys. Fuck, this was good stuff. Like
Yeah.
I like genuinely, if you just do this stuff, like actually do it, like, because I've done it.
Yeah.
Victor has done it.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not gonna have trouble finding a gig.
Yeah.
But there's the people that hear things and say that'd be cool, and but I'm not passionate about it. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's what I want to do. And then when they finally do something, they quit and they try something else. They're not going anywhere. It's
Mm-hmm.
the people that like do what's required consistently, regardless of how they feel, that get the result. And like
Yep.
if you're gonna get into like remote sales or high ticket sales, like commit at least 6 months to it. Like don't even look at anything else. Commit at least 6 months to it. Like I'm doing trading right now, bro. I've been in sales for 3 years. I've made the
Yeah.
money I wanted to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like don't do anything other than the thing that you're doing. And if you're doing anything else, don't give it any more than 20% of your focus. 80% of your focus, 20% of the 80% of what you do is going to get you the results. So turn it around and focus 80% of your attention on what's going to get you the outcome that you want. 6 months, 80% of your focus on sales and getting to six figures. Unless you're a dumbass, but even if you're a dumbass, because what happens is if you're stupid, that's better because you just hear things and you apply them, right? And then you get smarter and you get better, right? I'm brand new, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
get better. If they actually try, like they're gonna get better anyway. Then you're gonna sound smart as fuck, right? So
Yeah.
like, commit 6 months to it, guys. It's not that difficult, but you do need to do what me and Victor just spent the last half hour just screaming about. So
Yeah. And we just want to say thank you for those who have committed the last 6 months to us on Sales at Home
yes,
podcast.
six
We love you
months.
guys. Thank you so
That's
much for
crazy.
for following us and for listening and for telling us as we have conversations and as we network. Hey, I really like your stuff. If you guys have questions, please, we've got some questions coming up after the series is over. We got a few questions to go through.
Yep.
If you guys have questions, let us know. Send them to any of our socials, Sales at Home Podcast, also salesathomepodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up. We'd love to hear from you. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the future things coming up. And
Ding.
rate us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify and Amazon and all the other music places where you get your podcasts.
That's it. That's all she wrote.
Love
Later,
it.
guys.
Peace.